Hey guys, it's me, Seren, back with another video. This is going to be a quick PSA that is really a response to the number of people that I see saying, not all white people are racist. Not all white people, not all white people, not all white people. And this is white people as well as black people that love to say this. And I'm just here to let you know, public service announcement, yes, all white people. All white people are racist. And until they say, you know what? I am racist. I was born into this racist society that instilled me with certain beliefs of superiority, white supremacy, as well as certain beliefs about black people and other minorities. And I maybe need to stop and take a step back and unlearn all these things. They cannot be your friends. They cannot be your allies. They cannot hang out with you. They cannot date you. I would say that that should be the litmus test for every person, every non-essential white person in your life, aka people that you don't have to be around. Like if you have to be around your boss and your coworker, clearly you can't just say, oh, bitch, you're a racist, because you're going to get fired. But for any non-essential white people in your life, I think that the criteria for being around them should be, hey, can you admit that our society is racist and that you have racist beliefs that you're working to unlearn? If they can't do that, they got to get the fuck out. Because they're never going to listen to you. If you're a black person or if you're a minority, they're not going to listen to you because they have those ideals, okay? Even if it's on a subconscious level. That's the job of these white allies, okay? Racism is white people's problem. It is their sickness, mental illness, disease, whatever you want to call it. It is their culture. The day that white people decide they want racism to be over, racism will be over. I'm not saying it to hurt your feelings, and I'm not saying it just because you're white. I'm saying it because I'm talking about an all-encompassing system. And this rush to say, well, I'm an individual, that's an example of your privilege. Black people don't have the privilege of individualism. All of you, every last one of you, every single fucking one of you are products of the system, okay? You're all indoctrinated with white supremacist teachings from the time that you were born. Now, am I saying it's your fault or this, that, and the third? No, but you are born into that system and you can't opt out of it, and you are imbued with those ideals. Yes, all white people. You listen to music, you go to concerts, you live in neighborhoods with no black people or no people of color, you go to schools with no black people or no people of color. You know, you still have to participate in a society outside of your home. And white supremacist ideology is everywhere. You go to school and you fucking learn this Eurocentric curriculum that fucking tells you subconsciously that you and your kind and your people did everything and the rest of us did nothing. That's going to have a fucking impact on you. It's going to have an impact on your brain, just like it has an impact on us and an impact on our brains, right? Like if you're feeling so fucking bold, how about you go address your fellow racist whites in the comment sections of all the websites, right? How come you feel comfortable enough to come to my channel and tell me not all whites, but you don't feel comfortable enough to go to fucking Fox News .com and fucking say, oh, not all black people are this, not all black people are that? Why? Have you ever thought about that? To come on my YouTube channel and come in my black space and try to correct me, and that is all of you. Yet again, if you're not working to unlearn it, then it's motherfucking you too. It's all of you. This is a racist microaggression, and it's a form of white supremacy. Period. Okay? Racism is white people's problem. It is their sickness, mental illness, disease, whatever you want to call it.
I don't think I need to say anything, but I would like to preface this with hashtag not all black people are criminals, if that helps. I understand that this video was completely cut up and jumbled to demonstrate the most racist aspects of this woman's video, but the general sentiment isn't changed by taking them out of context, and the full video is there in the description if you want to watch it. But I don't think I should have to argue with people like you, Sensei. I know I've been getting off of the logical stuff, and I've been getting angrier and more touchy about this kind of thing, but I went through and I made half of a full video response to you, and then I thought to myself, why am I sitting here needing to make a logical case that I'm not a racist? I'm inherently forced to prove a negative about myself, simply due to my skin color. You told people that all non-essential white people should be cut from your life. You told me that I have a sickness and a disease based on the amount of melanin in my skin. I shouldn't need to logically argue for my humanity, Sensei. Both of my parents are white, obviously, but all of my cousins on my mother's side are mixed race. Half black, half white, and some are half black, not half black, half Puerto Rican, half white. And I've held them when they were born. I've babysat them. They have come to me with their tears and their personal issues. And I find it very racist for you to tell me that I view them as lesser than the cousins from my father's side. You are not in my head. You don't know what I'm thinking. You claim that there's a white supremacist system in place, yet you never detail what that system is, just that we're all totally indoctrinated with it, even though it's apparently everywhere. And you claim that white people have the privilege of being individuals, while black people are demonized as a whole. Even if we take that claim to be true, which it isn't, then why is your retort to demonize all white people? Doesn't that seem counterintuitive? If we go back to the 50s and 60s, you could claim that there was a white supremacist society in the South, and it would have some validity. But there were white people in the in the crowds too, protesting. There were white people who were beaten by other white people for being race traitors. Were those white people who were beaten racist as well? Even though they may have or may have not had, I mean, you seem to be in the mind of all white parents as well, who apparently teach all of their children to be racists. Anyway, even if those particular white people had racist parents, they defied that, because they themselves judged people by their character and not by the color of their skin. You are not a civil rights activist. You are not someone fighting for liberation. You are the woman throwing things at a black person for being a race traitor. You are the person stomping people and calling them diseased simply for being white people. And you won't even take this response seriously because I'm a white guy, will you? My privilege will warm me, won't it? I resent that people like you exist. You claim to be the champion of anti-racism, and yet you spout off that white people are sick and diseased. And that's mentally ill. And that's not racist, because conveniently only white people can be racist. You lock white people into a box before they even open their mouths and label them racist in your own mind. In your mind, all white people are racist. And you can't ever be racist. Your brain is terminal. Unless you let one of those ideas give, you'll never be unbrainwashed, Sensei. And honestly, I kind of pity you, because I've met numerous people who are not white, who have had amazing impacts on my life. Some of them are family, others have been significant others. And you know what? They have been falling for your bullshit too. My cousins go around on Facebook saying that white people are racist, that we have a white supremacist society. Every single one of them eventually caved into your victim narrative, even after I spent my childhood with them. Luckily, I'm their family, so I guess I'm one of those white people they have to force themselves to be around, huh? I remember one time, I'm around the same age as a few of them on my mom's side, and we were really young, but my grandfather was babysitting all of us, and we decided it would be funny if we drew all over a really old shirt that he had, cut it up with scissors, and we messed up his hair, and we made him wear it. And then he went to the door stumbling after all the parents came back and said, "They were horrible." I mean, it was really funny, and even if it wasn't to you personally, maybe you had to be there. But it's a memory I retain. But thanks to people like you, Sensei, and people who support you, white people who support you included, they can walk around claiming that all white people are horribly white supremacist in some fashion, and then turn around when I'm around and tell me that I'm not. They don't even realize that when they say white people, they're including me in that. This is why it is important to stress individuality instead of treating races like giant collective blobs with one life, one experience, and one personality. But if I try to stress individuality, that's just an aspect of my privilege. I'm never going to admit that I'm a racist to any people like you, or to anyone, because I'm not. And if you think I'm a shitty human being because I won't admit to something that I'm not, then fine, so be it. The entire world can think that I'm a white supremacist scumbag, but I know that I'm not. And my own opinion is enough for me. Yet you claim the problem can never be solved unless I admit to being something gut-wrenchingly horrible. I decline. The reason I'm giving you personal experience and not a logical argument for my humanity, Sensei, is because you won't grasp a logical argument. Personal experience and emotions matter most to you, as was clearly shown by your video. You need to get through your brain that white people are just like you, just with a different skin color. But I don't think you have the backbone to say what you said to my face. And if you can say what you said to my face, then you are a worse human being than I originally pegged you for. I've spent enough time on you. I hope that you reconsider. Talk to some white people who aren't complete pussies and have a damn personality for a change. Have a good day, everyone.